Jewish way to make decisions is not about gathering more information. The Jewish way to make decisions is about learning how to differentiate. Learning how to differentiate between what's urgent and what's important. To differentiate between what's my anxiety and what's God want for me to do. To differentiate between what's comfortable and what's right. To differentiate between being busy and being productive. Every morning, when we wake up in the morning, after we thank God for giving us a soul, in Moda'ani and Elokai Neshama, we right away first thank God for the ability that we're able to differentiate. To differentiate between day and night. Why is that so important? This ability to differentiate, that it comes before anything else. The reason why we can't make decisions many times is not because we're lacking information. It's because we don't understand between what's good and what's bad, what's holy and what's not holy. And the reason why we don't have that is because we don't have enough Torah in our bones, in our mind. We ask the rabbis that we have for their wisdom. They're able to help us differentiate. Just recently I had a question about a certain shidduch for my daughter. Boy is a great boy. I was worried about the family, that the family is not maybe the best family. I didn't know yet, but wasn't sure. But the boy, solid boy. And I asked my rabbi, and he said, it says bat ploni le ploni, which means to say that only by a girl, the daughter of a person marrying to a person, which means to say by a girl we have to look into the family much more than we have to look into the boy. By the boy, if the boy is a good boy, grab him. By a girl, you also want to make sure what type of family she has. How was I supposed to know that, to be able to have that wisdom? Our rabbis tell us that the way you know who a person is not according to his A game when he's being successful. You know who a person is when he's challenged with financial difficulties, or when his addictions, his cup of wine, or his koso, which means to say his mourning, difficult times when he's going through hard times and has loss, ka'aso, when he's angry. This is the way that the Torah teaches us how to be able to differentiate who a person is. So our rabbis are giving us this wisdom. And if we know that, then we're able to, the differentiation wisdom, we're able to move forward and make more decisions and move faster. Many times in life, the reason why we're not able to move forward is because we can't make that decision. The first way to differentiate between good and bad is to look into the Torah, what the Torah says about it. The Greeks, they're considered the times of choshech, darkness. And what darkness means is that we didn't have clarity between what was right and what was wrong. And choshech stands for the three things that they tried to stop us from being able to do. Het stands for choshech. Choshech is referring to that we can't know if it's considered the new moon. They didn't believe that we could differentiate what's considered a new month. The next letter is Shin, which is Shabbat. They say you can't differentiate what's considered a holy day, what's not considered a holy day. And Chaf is Koret, a Brit Milah. They say just because a person is going to have circumcision doesn't make him a holier person. So how do we answer these three claims? How can we prove that what day is Rosh Chodesh? And how can we prove why is Shabbat a holier day than than Sunday? How can we prove Brit Milah a person who went through a circumcision is a holier person than a person who didn't do Brit Milah? We can't. The only way we can know that it's different is because the Torah says so. And that's the way we can differentiate anything in life, what's good and what's bad, is by asking our rabbis, by having the Torah wisdom to help us differentiate. How do we know who's a good person to work with, who's a good person to marry to your daughter, a good person to invest with? And the answer is that we find that in this week's parasha, where the angel that came to tell Yosef where his brothers were, the rabbis say, it says that a man found Yosef, and the rabbi said, who is this man? This man was Gabriel, the angel, a good angel. And earlier in the Torah, when it says that Yaakov met a man that fought with Yaakov, he was called also an Ish, and we say that man was actually the Esav's angel, the Samech Mem angel, the Yetzer Hara, the Satan. How do the rabbis know that the Ish, that's by Yosef, who helped Yosef, was a good angel, and the Ish that was by Yaakov was a bad angel? The answer is because the angel of Yosef came and helped him. He guided him. He took out time to direct him, while the angel of of Yaakov, the one that he fought. Over there, he says, maybe you could bless me, maybe you could talk to me. He says, no, I gotta go. I don't have any time for you. People who don't have time for other people who are not there to serve, those people are not people you want to invest with. We see by the dreams that Yosef decided to interpret the dreams of the baker for bad, and the dream of the butler for good. Now, the baker, he had in his dream that he was very passive. He was standing, and there was a baskets on his head, and the birds came and ate from the basket of bread on his head. By the butler, in his dream, the butler was bringing and squeezing grapes and putting it in a cup and putting that cup on Paro's hand. Yosef decided to interpret the dream of the butler for good and the baker for bad. You know why? Because the person who's hustling, the person who's serving other people, not passive, the ones who want to be passive, the ones who want to be just sitting back and seeing everybody else around them, those people don't succeed in life. The ones who are looking how to serve other people, those are the ones who have a future, those are the ones who have life. Yosef knew from that dream how to differentiate what's good and what's bad, who has a future, who doesn't, and interpret the dream for good of the dream of the butler. What is considered more productive? What is considered more Torah way? What is the right thing to do? And what is the most important thing to do? When we clarify these things, we won't procrastinate. We'll be able to be decisive, and we'll be able to move forward towards our goals.